Chris agrees with Prep Logic. With the recent discussions on HB 367, we want to talk about the implications of what it means for every state. All it is a redefinition of the 10th Amendment and how it should apply to that state. And Missouri's right to do that. But we think it needs to be looked at for every state and every state's rights, not just gun rights.
Hold on. Let me intervene for a second. Let me get this straight. I agree with California's right to decide to be a sanctuary state, a liberal stronghold, so on and so forth. It is California's right to do so. Mm-hmm. If you don't like what California's doing, move to Texas and keep it Republican. Keep it conservative.
Exactly.
Move out of California. If you like what California is doing, move into California. States should have their individual rights.
People should be able to live the way they want to live. That's the way our founding fathers intended it for us.
Exactly.
Even back in the day, the founding fathers knew that the original 13 colonies were completely different places.
Exactly.
The people of New York were nothing like the people of Virginia.
Exactly.
And one of the safeguards they put in place was that ability for every state to live the way it wanted to. Liberty was their first and foremost thought in all things they wanted for us.
If you don't like the way Utah's doing it, you move to Missouri. If you don't like the way Missouri's doing it, you move to Oklahoma. If you don't like the way Oklahoma's doing it, you move to Alabama. You move to the state that better fits your morals and your convictions.
And the trick with liberty isn't going to be the same for all of us. What we like in Alabama might not be what you like where you are. We believe in individual freedom and the right to bear arms and live as we feel like it. We don't want a bunch of government control here in Alabama, and we don't get a lot of government control. Unlike New York and California, where the government handles everything for you. And if that's the way you want to live, that's the way you should be able to live. No one should be able to tell you otherwise, whether I like it or not.
Exactly.
Every state should be able to live the way they want to. If they don't want their citizens to be able to carry AR-15s, they shouldn't be able to carry AR-15s. That's their vote, their right.
That was the way the Constitution and the original government was set up. It was set up for individual states' rights. If you don't like the way you're living, move somewhere else. Exactly. And that's the way it should be today.
Now, where that's dangerous is the current rise in three big movements in our country. That's the movement towards socialism, the movement toward gun control, and the movement toward abortion, or expanding abortion. Mm-hmm. People don't see the correlation between the three. Anyone who studies socialism knows the first thing they do is take your guns.
An unarmed populace is an easy populace to control.
Exactly. Now, people say, what the hell does abortion have to do with socialism? Well, here's the thing. Socialism is it's a workers' society. So, and this is targeted at all you liberals who love your social programs and believe they need to be there. Hear this and know this. Right now, if things are bad and we need food, we can go down to our local assistance office and we can get food stamps without question. They'll look at our application, they'll say, hey, you only make this much, you're putting out this much, we're going to help you. And that's okay to a point, as long as it doesn't become a crutch.
Correct.
Now here's the thing. Under socialism, where the value of a person is based on their ability to produce for the whole, that changes in a very dangerous way.
Oh, if you can't work, and I hope you all study your history and realize this, if you can't work, you're going to be killed.
So here's why that abortion law is so dangerous. This new one coming out of Virginia and New York, where it's
in California, they've passed a law now where you can abort a baby after a week.
See,
A week after birth, they allow you to kill your baby.
because now that defines a individual's right to choose to terminate their child after life is established.
Exactly.
So here's why it's dangerous in a post-socialist society. Breezy comes to me, a social worker, and says, "Hey, my family's having a hard time right now. We need some help making ends meet." And he applies for food stamps. And that social worker, take his application back, and I look at it, and well, 3 of Breezy's children are healthy and have high IQs, and
They're going to be a nice production, and
they're going to be a good producing citizen.
yes, exactly.
But 1 of Breezy's children has Down syndrome.
And he's going to be in need of the state for the rest of his life.
And the state doesn't want to support non-workers. So what I, as a social worker in a socialist society, am going to do, especially in a society that is established that life has no meaning, infanticide is okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to him and I'm going to say, well, you have 4 producing children who are going to be a benefit to the society. But what we're going to do, because 1 of your children has Down syndrome, is we're going to propose a family reduction plan
Mm-hmm.
to help you be a more productive family in the society.
Of course, I want to be a productive family in society. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, we're gonna propose a family reduction plan.
Uh-huh. What exactly does that mean?
We're going to give your family the benefit of choosing to remove that non-functional member of your family from society.
So you want me to kill my child with Down syndrome because he's not going to be productive?
And that's the danger of socialism right there.
Exactly.
This is why we have to, I believe in cementing states' rights.
Oh, and real quick, that's not a choice. That's the illusion of a choice. They're going to tell you you can choose to kill him, or we're going to take him from you and we're going to kill him anyway.
Because that's socialism.
Look at what Stalin done. It's called communism. We call it socialism, but it's communism.
Stalin, Khrushchev,
Mussolini.
Yeah, all the good socialists.
Yeah. Karl Marx.
Che Guevara, Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
All good socialists. That's why our rights are so important. That's why preserving our nation as it stands, as our founding fathers intended it to be, is so important. A constitutional republic. We are not a democracy. We have never been a democracy. We use democratic principles to govern our constitutional republic, but we are not a democracy.
We're a republic.
Democracy is 2 wolves and a sheep arguing over what's for dinner. Simple as that.
Yeah, the sheep's for dinner.
Exactly.
The sheep's for dinner.
Exactly. We have to preserve these rights. I mean, and our rights are a very fluid thing. They were defined for us in our Constitution. I mean, it's real simple. You know, it's hey, welcome to America. Here in America, you can say or believe whatever you want to. And if anybody tells you otherwise, hey, you got the right to have one of these.
One of these?
And you can tell them to piss off.
Piss off.
Yep. And because you have the right to have one of these, they can't ever put soldiers in your home or annex their soldiers in your home. It's not allowed.
I don't feel like them eating my sheep anyway.
Exactly. But just in case they ever did try to say you can't have these, well, guess what? You don't have to let them in your home without a court order or a warrant from a judge, where they've had to go prove they have a reasonable cause to believe you've committed a crime and don't deserve to have this.
Well, how about this? You can't use my piss pot unless you get a judge order.
Exactly.
There we go.
And in the course of trying to get that warrant, they can't make you prove they need it. You have the right to not incriminate yourself. You know,
So if you ask me if I got marijuana in my house, I have the right to tell you I don't want to answer that question.
exactly. On the grounds that you may incriminate yourself. See, our founding fathers had an intelligent design in what they did. They put rules in place to safeguard our liberty because they wanted us to have a life they never had. They sacrificed things that we'll never understand in this day and age for us to have what we have. And it behooves us. It behooves us. Every American ought to get out there and stand up for these rights at your ballot box, or God forbid if it ever come to it, with one of these in your hand, to make sure those rights are never compromised. Like, comment, share. Good Lord, subscribe. We need you. We're all in this together. God bless.
America.